Hi, I'm Catherine Evans from Wiki-ed.
In this video, we are going to start looking at the view menu in Mind View, and in particular the view section of the view menu. At the beginning of the view section, you have the option to choose a different map view. There are only 3 in here. There's actually more options in design, but you can have, instead of a mind map, you can have a top-down map, or you can have a left-right map. I'm going to take it back to map view. The rest of the views are starting to get us into more project management areas, but we'll have a brief look at them. So the timeline, which has a shortcut of Control Shift and 4, but they're starting to get very complicated to remember. So we'll just stick with clicking the button. Changes your map to a simple timeline view. I've only got the view area of the map open at the moment. So what I'll do is if I double click in here, you'll see I get a calendar, and I'm going to say that I'm going to start map view on the 26th of February. And I'm going to pull down that and I'm going to end it tomorrow. As you can see, that's started to draw it onto the timeline. If I go to timeline, I might decide that I'm going to start that one tomorrow. They can overlap. And I'm going to finish that about the 6th of March. There we go. So you can start to see a timeline being drawn. I'm just going to put the last couple of these ones under the view section in, because we're going to be looking at those in the other sections as well. So I'm going to start outline on the 26th, but maybe I'm going to finish that on the 6th of March as well. So as you can see, for each event, there is a line drawn in, and I can hover over it and see what the line is, and it shows them at the top on the timeline. I'm just going to put Gantt chart in for starting on the 3rd and finishing on the 6th. Okay. So as you can see, it's drawn all of those things onto my timeline. And that's one view to have. If there are options at the top to insert additional items and change your view and time breaks, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that go into this in detail. This is just a very brief overview so that you understand the basics of the software. If I go back to the view menu and choose outline, what you can see is I've got my dates but no drawn timeline anymore, and now I can start to change my priorities and the percentage that they are completed. And if I wanted to, I could also start to allocate resources to this. And again, at the top there are lots of different options you can add in to this map, and you can change how you view this particular view. Finally, back to the view menu and onto a Gantt chart. This tells you that this is turning it into a real project management document, and that the parent branches will become summary tasks. And you won't be able to edit the start and end dates of the parent branches because they're summaries of the children. So if we move to the Gantt chart view, Gantt charts tend to look very, very scary at first because of the way these bars are. And as you can see where I've set that I've done 40% of that task and 100% of that task signified by the black line. You can see my overlapping bars. And my map's closed down because it was closed down before we went into it. If I go into review, I can just open that up. Now I can start to add different durations to this. So I could add this, I could change this as the duration to 4 days. When I click off, it's then going to make that bar do 4 days from the start date that was set. Another way I can do it is I can click on the middle of the bar and I can drag it. So that one is I'm now going to start on the 2nd and I'm going to finish it. Look, I can't finish it on a Saturday or a Sunday. So if I try and finish it on a Saturday, it goes to the Friday. If I try and finish it on a Sunday, it goes to the Monday. And you can do lots of things like this. And as you can see, whatever we're editing for the child makes the parents change accordingly. There's lots and lots of options at the top for a Gantt chart, and there really are loads of videos you can look into if you need to do this level of project management. What I would like to show you is that underneath this bar there are lots of other project management information. So we've got our completion Again, we've got priority. We can set predecessors. We can say which resources, how many hours of work it is, and how many cost. For the purpose of a university student, you probably wouldn't need to go into that level of detail, but you could draw out a simple project timeline as a Gantt chart. I think it's easier than using the timeline view because on here you can drag and drop the bars. And those are the map types in the view menu on MindView.
I'm Catherine Evans from Wiki-ed. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos on assistive technology. And if you want to find me on social media, search for Wiki-ed Essex.